Hey guys, welcome back to my layout room. Tonight we're doing a video about my lift bridge right here. This is a crucial part for anyone's layout room that wants to have a full circle but has a door or something in the way. So what we're going to look at is how to construct a lift bridge like this one, how it works, and how you can add a full circle run to your layout room, starting right now. Alright guys, before we get into the actual construction of this lift bridge, I just want to show you guys some of the details about it. What makes this lift bridge unique is that it has a flush rail joint on both ends with no rail joiners required, and it has no hinges or wires exposed to the top of the track. So that's a quick look at it. We'll just show you where it lifts up. Lifts right in out of there, connects to the second half of our bridge over there, then right back down into place. On this end, it's constructed in such a way that it goes down into the table and then rests at a vertical position just like this. This is a very important part for our layout because it allows us to have full access in and out while having our double track mainline continue all the way around the room. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a detailed look at how this was built and hopefully give you guys some ideas for how to add one of these to your layout. So the first thing that you want to consider when building a lift bridge is how many tracks you're going to have and how wide you're going to want your lift bridge to be. Our bridge is actually 4 inches wide, which is about the bare minimum I would recommend for having 2 tracks on your bridge. Originally our design only had 1 track, but then I decided to extend the double track and it turned into 2, but you can get away with having 4-inch wide bridge for 2 tracks. I would actually recommend about 3 inches per track. That would allow for an extra inch on either side of the bridge here, given for some extra room for air in case you have a mistake. Thankfully we have had nothing take a tumble off this bridge. So a little bit more on the construction of our bridge. The gap we had to bridge was just about 6 feet wide. It's the size of this double door here. And what we did was we actually took a section of bridge and made this half of the bridge stationary and connected the layout here. We added a little island leg support just made of 2x4s in the middle, and then put the actual lift section over this left-hand side door as you're going out. So what that did was allowed us to bridge this much larger gap with less material rather than building a full layout, but it also made it more movable. So in theory, if we need to get something large out of the room, we could easily disassemble that middle section and second section of track so we could open up both double doors and get something out. Another thing about this bridge that is unique is, like I mentioned, there are no external hinges or wires visible when you have the bridge in either position. What allows for that is the way we have the bridge kind of fold into the table. You can see here there's a cutout, and then your bridge just folds in and out of the table. That is also what allows us to have our flush rail right here with no rail joiners, is the way the rails actually come back up to join in with the other tracks. Over here on this side, guys, we also have a flush fit with the tracks. They just go right down and the rails go right over. This is just a simple snug fit design with the guards here to make sure that the tracks go back in the same spot every time. This is the underside of the lift bridge on the inside of the shelf, and this is where the hinge and wiring is actually hidden. This is a special design for this bridge. You have the hinge coming up and connecting to the actual bridge right here, and all your wires running left and right rail from both main lines around the hinge so they don't get in the way around the bridge and hinge, and then into the main line. And when you fold it up, the wires just fold down, and your bridge, the rear of the bridge, rests against here, and that actually creates an obtuse angle up top which allows the bridge to stand vertical without any assistance. So again, as you go back down, it folds into itself and you have a nice flush fit. Now you'll note there is a little messy over here where we had the drills and we actually filed a little bit. Since this is the underside of the table, it's actually not that big a deal. We could have been a lot prettier with it. Same thing with the staple job done here and some tape over there, but you cannot see this at all when you're standing above the table, and it's never a problem even when you're reaching down here to get a locomotive, since this is where our locomotives go. So again, there's up in the resting position, and then right back down. So now that you guys have an overview of how the bridge works, let's take a look at a couple tips and such about having the bridge on your layout. So the first tip is that you really got to check on your rail, your joint locations here. I know there's no joiners or anything involved in this design. You could, in theory, add joiners and just slide them on and off when you want. However, we've had no problem doing this. You just kind of got to, as you're constructing laying, just kind of got to check that you make sure it is a nice transition. One way to do that is take a single freight car and just kind of slowly roll it across, or a couple freight cars and slowly roll it across. It works well with a lightweight freight car or something that you know has a tendency to derail, just so you have a higher tolerance. Same thing on the back track, just kind of rolls clean across. And you will know if you have any issues when you test and line up your track. The second tip over here, guys, is when you're building your receiving end, you really want to actually put the two pieces of wood in their place. As you see, we have here, we have our bridge here, and then our anchored section here. Line them up with their track and everything, and then you're going to want to put your braces on the side. These actually serve a very important purpose, and that is to make sure that the bridge lines up in the same spot every time, and that allows for the train cars and locomotives to roll clean across this section as well. So that's something to keep in mind when you are building a bridge like this. This one actually might be a little misaligned right now. A little rough, but it still works, and looks like we have a tie kind of coming out of place. I would recommend using road bed like we have on your bridge. However, you can go directly to the wood or use another foam or something on it. It's all up to you and how you're building your layout. The main thing here to take note of is the design and how it works, and really just kind of get an idea of something that might be of use to you on your layout, guys. So that's a more in-depth look on our lift bridge. I know I've done a video of this in the past, however this one was much more in-depth and gave you a better look at how to do something like this. That's it for now, guys. We'll leave you on a little run by here, but as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on my channel.